Hey guys, welcome back to the Andrew Bless Show. You can tune in to me every Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on all platforms. On Mondays, I usually do the sports talk, maybe 5 minutes if I don't have a guest. On Tuesday is Help Solve Me, Unsolved Crimes. We'll be back not this Tuesday coming up, but starting back in September already, in September. So we're going to pick another state. Yeah, we're gonna pick another state. We're gonna do so. Help Solve Me is on missing persons and missing children episodes that I do to help the people find their loved ones or figure out what happened to their loved ones. On Thursday, I usually do topics and interviews, music interviews, um, guests with businesses and so forth. So on Sunday, which is today, Help Solve Me Unsolved Crimes and cases that have been solved. Also, we throwing that in. So today we're going to talk about a crime that happened in Kansas City. Why did I chose Kansas City? Maybe because one of my kids are there for college, but for real. So this particular episode and on Sundays that I do is Help Solve Me Unsolved Crimes, or either the crimes have already been solved, or the authorities want more information with these crimes. So the trucker charge in Kansas City cold case murders, police believe there may be more victims. A 52-year-old man has been charged with two gruesome cold case murders that have haunted Kansas City for decades. So you guys may or may not heard the story about the people. If you look in, you can see the pictures of the young ladies, and then after that, I'll throw up the picture of the guy that was the one that did it. After nearly 3 decades, two 1990s Kansas City cold cases have finally been solved. In September 2023, the district attorney charged Gary Dion Davis, that's in Kansas, Sr., with 2 counts of second-degree murder and a brutal homicide of Pearl Davis, who was also known as Samantha Mussawir, as I'm saying right, and Christina King. Davis, who is now 52, worked as a long haul truck driver at the time of these murders. And that's crazy because, a lot of these murders could be truck drivers. I have seen a lot of the murders have been like law enforcement, and that's crazy. So I'm basically piggyback off what some of these articles are saying. So the detectives from Kansas City Cold Case Unit have recently taken a fresh look at the cases and were able to match DNA evidence from both murders in Davis' DNA profile. Christina King she was a 26-year-old woman who was allegedly beaten to death by Davis on Christmas Day in 1988. That's sad. That's very sad. Her body was found behind an abandoned building on 27th Street and Swalwell Avenue in Kansas City, according to Kansas City Star. Nearly 2 years early, the body of Pearl Davis, who was 46 years old when she was killed, was found in a vacant house in Lafayette, as I'm saying it right, Avenue in northeast Kansas City in November 1996. Both women died by homicide. Authorities do not believe Davis knew either woman prior to the fatal encounters. Afterwards, he went on with his life as if nothing happened, according to the chief of Kansas City Police Department, he was talking to the press. Uh, he did not go on with his life. I believe he kind of off a few more women along his path. Uh, when it comes to cases like this, and special truck drivers, because I know truck drivers drive as far as Canada, Mexico, and so forth. So they got to pinpoint all the states and cities and towns that he was in and look for unsolved crimes or even missing people, because he probably didn't commit a lot of the crimes in certain states. He probably took the victim with him. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you hear it all the time that serial killers change their method. Sometimes they don't always use the same weapon. They want to change it up to throw the police or detectives or FBI agents off their course. I know the FBI has a handbook of how to find a serial killer and how they're supposed to be, but that's not the case. Sometimes they don't go by what the FBI write down. It's a whole different method that they use. And it's sad that he would take these two women live for what? And we all know that it's a spirit. It's the spirit of murder. Authorities do not believe Davis either. Okay, he didn't know the woman. Davis had been previously questioned by police when his DNA was initially matched with one of the homicide nearly 2 decades ago, but authorities were only now able to move forward with charges in both murders. So why didn't they arrest him then? Because they didn't have enough evidence. In some cases, some states, all they need was a DNA test, and most of the time, the DNA was wrong. David is currently being held on $500,000 bond. If he is convicted of either murder, he could face the maximum of life in prison. I don't think that they will. I don't think they will actually give him the death penalty, because I think they want him to tell them more about his crimes. You got to believe he did more crime. It's more crimes. I'm telling you. I'm trying to pick it back and look for other stuff they're talking about. I see the chief police talking about these ladies right now in this other article. Okay, so see, I'm gonna pick it back off because this one has more information. It's from the news channel. If you hear anything behind me, that I usually feed the chickens that's in our alley, but now they listen to me, but they're being really loud right now. I think I'm not gonna feed them if they keep doing that. But they're like neighborhood chickens and roosters, so I don't know where they came from. So let me zoom through this because I usually want my crime podcast to be less than 12, 13, 14 minutes long. So we know a long haul truck driver was arrested for the 1996 and 1998 murders of two Kansas City women. Investigators are looking into whether he links to other cold cases. Officials said Wednesday. This is old. They found him last year, actually. The police department started a cold case squad, which went into effect as January 2022. And matter of fact, when I looked up Kansas, you guys definitely have a crap load of unsolved murders. Also, state. But for me to just look at it, and I have a child that's in that college, I'm like, oh, that's in that state in college. I'm like, whoa. On Wednesday, they're talking about the case. The KCK Police Department said they identified suspects in 11 cold cases, and in the news conference detailed 4 cases. The department said it's a sign of what's to come. All right, so they're talking about other cases. So I'm going to pick it back off of what they're talking about, the Christina King and Miss Pearl. So they're saying that second degree. So Gary Dion Davis Sr is charged with second degree murder in the deaths of Christina King and Sameemah. December 25th, 1998, King's body was found behind an abandoned building. So we heard about that. Investigators recovered items at the crime scene and sent them to the Kansas Bureau of Investigation, and something we didn't hear in the other article. November 22, 1996, the young lady's body was located inside a home. Wow. DNA evidence gathered at both scenes was linked to Davis, according to the police department. The time of their murders and second-degree murder charge was an off-grid person felony. Therefore, Davis is charged with those and faces life in prison if convicted. These charges are a result of hard work for the Kansas City Police Department and Cold Case Squad. Dupree said. Ulon Oakman said Wednesday Davis worked as a truck driver, and investigators are looking into whether he's a suspect in other cases. We're continuing investigation that's suspect for other possible cold cases in Kansas City metro area, as well as within the United States. Oakman said, in my experience, based on him killing 2 women, most likely he killed more. So yeah. Oh, so listen, guys, they have more. I'm sorry, y'all. Also, they have 2 other cases that are also discussed during the Wednesday announcement of the July 22, 1997, 16-year-old Dion Estelle was found shot to death lying in the creek. This one on YouTube too. Earlier this year, detectives were tipped off that Leon Caldwell, who is currently an inmate at the Livingston State Prison serving a murder sentence amended to killing. Okay, this is a different cold case. So they're talking about Jane Doe and so forth like that. So moving back to the original case about these two young women that lost their lives to the truck that driver. Are there more victims? I believe there are. They again, like I said at the beginning, they will have to do a long. This is a long investigation. They got to pinpoint where he was at, stores, businesses, where he stayed the night at, if he's at a truck stop, if any women that was at the truck stop missing, people that haven't seen their loved ones that's out on the streets or even, on the streets doing stuff because, that's what they do. They still people too. They're going to have to investigate that. So I pray that they do have the right people in the Kansas City Police Department cold case unit that will do digitally do their job. Anybody have any more information about this guy? You are urged to call the Kansas Police Department or cold case hotline. You can remain anonymous. So, guys, this is Angela Bless that with the Angela Bless Show. I approve this message. Hopefully, I can try to get the video behind me besides the pictures, but I haven't. I'm on one person army that's working this media company. Actually, three people army that's working the media company to get this done. I love you guys. Continue to be blessed. Bye, guys.